Okay, so this is going to be a tutorial on how to set up Transit without the bank or using Permaperks. So basically just playing offline. So for starters, the first thing you want to do is basically like any other Transit game is start with the looking for stuff there. I just restarted for Misty just because she's the only fucking character I like on this game. I guess out of the Victus crew, but anyway. If you don't see the parts there, like in the station, don't have to worry about that. You could just run over and check the other spots, basically at Diner and at Town. You could check either of those. For the piece that you need for the Diner, which is basically just going up and getting the Galvanucles, I'm not entirely sure what that thing is called, but I'll show you in the video on where, like, to get that and, like, how to get it. So basically, once you, like, get the character you want, I guess, you want to start racking up as much points as possible, so shooting them in the leg, and building the trample steam. So as shown here, you could easily just set it all up. What I recommend buying is basically Quick Revive and the M14. The M14 will be helpful in the earlier rounds when you want to like help with your pistol, and then it'll also make it easier with dealing with the denizens. And the ways to deal with the denizens when you have the M14 is just to look back before they jump on you and shoot. You can hear them scream when they try to latch onto you. And basically the second you hear the scream, you turn around, shoot them, and you'll be fine. And once you get to that point, like I'm seeing here, you'll be left with 1,000 points. That'll be enough to buy the door to the diner. Leave a zombie, finish up the trample steam, and then go on your merry way. So as you can see here, I try to go over here, but I don't find anything, so I just have to continue. I know there is that corner you can put that trample steam in, so you can get like both spots, but I don't think it really matters. Alright, so secondly, I'm going to show you where to run and how to deal with the denizens. So once you start running, when you hear them scream, just look back and shoot just like that. Yeah, they're fairly simple to deal with once you know how to do it, but I do a poor job on doing that, as you can see. But like I was kind of in a rush here, gotta get this done. And but once you get that done, it's fairly simple to deal with them. And once you get the Galvanucles, it'll be like 10 times easier to deal with them, because it just turn back, hit once, and then you'll be good. From this point forward, you just keep running. You look for the first piece of the jet gun, and you run to Diner. Go on. Yeah, there you go. Just as a quick note as well, you're able to knife the denizens as well, but it takes a lot of timing, and if you don't get it right, they just latch onto you anyway. So I was just showing an example here of you can actually knife them with your regular knife. It just takes 2 knives instead of 5 if they actually latch onto you. But once you get to the diner, you want to check this spot here in order to find the first, basically, piece. And you can pull both of those items out. You leave your trample steam there, like I show you here. And once you pull that out, you don't have to like reset the trample steam in order to get your stuff back. So once you get this piece here, you could also find it in town too. If you want to use like the high round strategy, then you can't look in the farm, unfortunately. But yeah, you just set this up, and then kill off the last zombie on round 1, and then you can go on. Alright, your objective at this point is to basically get 6,000 points to get the Galvanucles. You can stay there until at least round 4 or 5. I show an example here of not knifing the zombies. Like once you see a nuke like that. If you're paying attention to your drop cycle, you can knife freely. It's just, I don't recommend it because it's keeping track of your drop cycle is kind of annoying. But anyway, once you get enough points for the Gava Knuckles, you leave a zombie and you go get those knuckles. Once you get the Gava Knuckles, you want to stay there until you get around at least 3,000 points. Because once you do that, you can open up power. Okay, here's also another example of using the Gava Knuckles on the denizens. Just a quick example. Like the second you hear them, you can just hit like that and they'll go. I'm kind of an idiot and I almost killed myself, so don't be like that. But yeah, all you have to do is turn around like when you hear them, and then just hit, or melee, I guess. Boom, like that, and you can easily deal with it.
It's gonna take me an hour to dry out these jeans. Yuck.
Once you make it to power, you want to build this as quickly as possible, because the zombie will be annoying to deal with once it's there.
Can't carry everything
And
all at once.
one thing you have to look out for as well is that...
Doing this right.
Actually, no, I don't think you need to look out for that, but still. Just build the power like you typically do. Again, you won't be able to build on round 1 because you don't have the bank, but this is why I'm here. Unfortunately, I get stuck on the zombie. I couldn't run, so I had to end the round there. Instead of what you should do is if you leave the zombie, turn on the power, leave the station, go directly to town, and stay there. But I didn't have that luxury, so I had to stay here at round 6 until the end of round 7. So after you get the power on, what you want to do is go to town on round 5. Stay there until you can get Stamina and Juggernaut. And once you get those, you should be fine. Okay.
Come on back and finish
See,
what you
once you
started,
get to town,
devil baby.
you can go grab Juggernog first. But you could do that in the middle of like round 6 too to get Juggernog. But I had to do it at the end of round 6 because of, you know, me kind of screwing up. You'll be left with this like basically a certain amount of points, depending on like how far you go. But I basically just went. I went to start the jet gun. Now there is another piece close to town, which is the cabin. What I do recommend is that you can go and get that like immediately. So you can grab stamina up instead of Juggernog. I just don't recommend it though. And from that point forward, you could get 2 parts of the jet gun done in one go.
Next one who walks in there on purpose, I'm leaving him. Don't run away now, I'm just getting warmed up.
Oh right, I almost forgot this too. You should probably pick up Semtexes and whatever else is in here. I just showed the spot just to show that you can pick up that other stuff there too. But I do recommend picking up Semtexes because they can be good for higher rounds. Because in case you're Mustang and Sally and Colt M16A1, I think it's called on here. Once those run out, you can easily still use Semtexes for insta-kill rounds.
You just won't.
Once you've gotten around 15,000, 16,000 points, you're going to be picking up your last perk, and you're also going to be picking it. You'll want to first pick up the trample steam, like a fresh trample steam. You're going to want to break your initial one. You could either use like Semtexes or you could use like a zombie to do it. But again, here I'm just showing the method of how to do that, but we'll skip forward. Yeah, like I show here, I'm waiting for the zombie to show up, and once I do, I set down the trample steam and let the zombie break it. You do this because you want to have a fresh trample steam because it could break in the middle of you running if you use the existing trample steam you have. So it's to get the best case scenario for pack-a-punching, you want a fresh trample steam. And this is the mistake I see a lot of people do, is that they use the existing trample steam rather than a fresh one. Because the existing one will break very quickly if you try to run away from it, while a fresh one will power up more often. But I'm not entirely sure that that's always the case. Because I have had fresh trample steams break immediately on me too, so... Transit is transit. Just try to deal with it. Now, what I recommend here next is grabbing that. The Colt M16A1. The splash damage on it is very high, so you'll easily be able to use it for higher rounds. Basically higher rounds for insta-kill rounds. And then it'll make the lower rounds faster because you're using a pack-a-punched weapon on the zombies. You could use it up basically to like round 35. Like, it's pretty good. Even though you don't have double tap, which would make it a lot better, just having it pack-a-punched is enough to do that. But after a certain point, you just have to strictly use the jet gun.
I was starting to
But I
the
think
whole
using the
planet was
jet gun
covered
itself
in
is
red, white, and
entirely
red.
different. It's an entirely different video. But if you guys want me to make that as well, I can. Because I've used the jet gun enough to say that I'm confident in using it. But, you know, all in all, it's just a jet gun. But anyway, I show you here, you pick up the M1A16, then you pick up Speed Cola, and you basically do one final loop to grab everything that you need. Let's speed forward.
Ugh, it's gonna take me an hour to try out these jeans. Where's he going?
Just as a heads up too here, if you don't know where all the jet piece guns here, I could show it here as well. Next one is the basically going to Nocturne and Totem
I was starting to think the whole
in
planet was covered in
here and picking up another piece. They're in 3 separate places. I should mention that for every single piece, but they don't go past that. They're always in like the same spots. So same 3 spots, I should say. But yeah, that's where would be the 3rd piece of the jet gun. Okay, this is another thing you could do here is you put it up against the
X marks the
you put the trample steam here. Just basically push your head up directly to the AK-74U and just put the trample steam down, and it will actually power up that door in order for you to open up the bank. I don't think I showed that. Or actually, I might have showed that, but I'm not entirely sure. But you should also, before you set that down, you need to put you need to open up the bank, and then you need to blow down those 2 doors with grenades or semtexes before you put down that trample steam. If you don't do that, from my experience, it just straight up does not work. Even if you like blow those up, it doesn't work. Every time I've tried it that way, it has not worked. So what I recommend you do is that you blow up. You buy that door and then you blow up the 2 doors after that, or basically the safes. But you blow up those 2 doors, and then after that, you go and build the Pack-a-Punch. Now, building the Pack-a-Punch is fairly simple. Like what I showed there, it has to be set up before you do that. So I apologize for not mentioning that before, but you should have that set up before you actually do this. But yeah, let's get forward.
I'm no expert at all this. I bet that idiot Stu Licker couldn't do this. details of what you're doing. I just want you to make it boom faster.
So once you have both of your upgraded weapons here, which I'm finishing up doing, your last step would be to finish up the jet gun. Which, I thought I had the last piece here, so I was thinking like, this is a smooth run, it should be done. But me being a dummy that I am, I completely forgot there was 4 pieces to the jet gun, not 3. So, in the middle of this, I had to go do that.
I wonder if this thing might fit with that other thing.
Now here is your last step of building the jet gun. Now basically when you get the jet gun built and you have your pack-a-punch weapons, you're basically done all the steps you need to do to set up this map. You just need a higher round strategy to use, and it'll be good to go. I could make a video on how to do like a higher round strategy, which is the one in farm, which is just that area in the spot where you do that, because it can be a little bit difficult to actually do at times, but it's not an entirely hard strategy to do. The only problem that people have with this map is the jet gun itself, which it's a very clunky weapon, but it's also a very powerful weapon at the same time. So basically this is how you set up the map without using the bank, as I show here. About the mystery box, you can use it to basically, like, if you don't want the Mustang and Sally, or you don't want the fucking Colt, I'll call it, you can just straight up use the, like, Mark II ray gun to make the rounds even faster, but you're putting RNG now into the map, whereas this doesn't really have it besides, like, pack-a-punching. So that is something you can do. I just didn't show up here because I wanted to do like the quickest way on how to do that. But anyway, that's basically how to set up the map. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more content like this. And if you want to see like just more zombies videos in general, then feel free to subscribe. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.